Buenos dias and welcome to More Colombian Than an Arepa podcast. I'm Sam, your host.
And I am the other half, Nick.
Starting a business in a foreign country sounds crazy, right? Well, I can tell you firsthand that it actually is crazy, but we did it. From legal paperwork to unexpected challenges, today we're sharing exactly how we opened up our business in Medellin, what went right, what went wrong, and what you need to know if you're ever thinking about doing the same. So let's get into it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. We have some very exciting news.
We are almost open.
We are almost open.
Almost open. Our business is open, but like serving people, we are 1 week away.
We are so close to open. And by the time this comes out, we will be open.
Yeah.
We will
be
open.
Oh, so we are open. Come eat our bagels. I just gave it away.
You gave it away.
Oops. I mean, come eat our food. That's what I said.
Okay, well, because he already gave it away, the big reveal is that we missed a little piece of our life in the United States a lot. Just like a teeny tiny piece in our life in the United States. Because in general, we just absolutely love living in Medellin and in Colombia and cannot picture ourselves anywhere else. But we missed this little piece. And what is that little piece that we missed?
A New York City bagel.
A New York City bagel. But not just like any bagel from the U.S., specifically New York City.
New York City.
And there are bagels here. Like, don't get us wrong. There are bagels in Medellin, but they are not New York City bagels.
I don't want to sound mean, but they're like store-bought kind of bagels.
They're
we wanted like the original, authentic New York City shop bagel, bacon, egg, and cheese.
All of it.
Schmear, like just
but
all
like
about it.
The U.S. bacon and the U.S. cream cheese. Like we're not talking about like
Colombian cream cheese.
Bless the Colombian cream cheese.
Good.
It's good.
It's got a lot of good flavor.
But we missed the schmear from New York City.
It's just got a different flavor, different texture.
All of it. It's just different. Even the bagel's different.
Yeah, everything about it. So that's why you need to come check it out. We are open right now.
That is the only thing we missed in the United States. Maybe in ranch. That and ranch.
And maybe In-N-Out Burger.
Okay, but in general,
but
that's
I can't
like the
create
only
that
thing.
here. A bagel I can create here. In-N-Out Burger I cannot.
And if you don't know this, Nick is a chef. So he, in his previous life and in his current life now, so that's a huge reason why he's actually like leading this up, because he's an amazing chef and he worked in restaurants and places all around New York City. So he knows how to make a good New York City bagel. And we're really excited.
But there was a trick because we are at 5,000 feet elevation. I've never cooked.
Yes.
And it changes everything completely.
Oh, we haven't even said what our business name is.
I know. Drum roll, please.
Brrr.
Otro Bagel.
Otro Bagel. We're located in Manila.
Another bagel, please.
It's like in a shared kitchen area, I guess you can say. There's picnic tables.
Yeah, it's like a community kitchen. So if you want something else, come check out the neighbors
it's like
too.
A food court.
Yeah,
outside.
like an outdoor food court in Manila.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's so great. We're on Google Maps, so if you're interested in coming and saying hey to Nick, likely, because I mean I'll be there sometimes, but say hey to Nick.
I'll make your sandwich.
He'll make your sandwich.
The best bacon, egg, and cheese you've ever had.
Yeah, it's honestly truly better than a lot of New York City bacon, egg, and cheeses, babe. Like,
wow. That's a bold statement.
It's bold and it's true.
Very kind of you to say that.
It is so good. And I'm not just saying that because I'm biased. Like, literally, it's so good. It's diet breaking worthy. It's cheat day worthy.
Yeah, come have your cheat day at Otro Bagel. Ooh, that should be a good shirt.
The whole branding of Otro Bagel is really cute too, because it's like Spanglish. It's a mixture. It's a little piece of our old life into our new life. So we have like Colombian flavors. We have Colombian coffee with little like treats of New York City. So it's really, really fun.
And if you like the branding that we did, we're happy to share who we used.
That's going to be part of this conversation, actually. I know.
They're amazing.
They're amazing.
They did such a good job.
But you're probably excited to hear about what we're doing, but you're probably actually here because you want to know what how to start a business.
Yeah.
And
There are many
how
steps.
we started it. Because
It wasn't overnight, and it took
wasn't.
a lot of patience.
And this podcast is going to cover as much as we can, but we likely will have to do more and bring in our lawyer potentially to help go through like the actual legal steps to starting the business.
Full disclaimer, this is based off our experience.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you need any specific help, probably get a lawyer, get a lawyer's help or an accountant's help.
But we learned a lot, again, so that you don't have to during this process. Like ride what is it? What's that saying? Like ride the
wave? No.
Ride the wave? Or no, it's like ride.
You know what we're talking about. Yeah,
just,
you know what we're saying.
Like,
let us know in the comment. Let us know in the comments. What is she trying to say? It's on the tip of our tongue.
So we just revealed our new business. Now let's go into how we got the business started legally. Again, we'll have to bring our lawyer in to go through all the steps, but let's talk a little bit about how we even got started finding a lawyer, who we used, how we got started.
Okay. So in order to start a business here, it is important to know that you have the right visa. Then you have a cedula. Then you get a bank account like Bancolombia or whatever. You need to have all of that before you can even think about starting a business.
And a lawyer.
And a lawyer. But that was the next step.
Oh, okay.
So whether a lawyer helped you with all of that or not, if you have all of those things and you can start a business, now is your time to find a lawyer if you don't have one. And if you don't have one, we have a good recommendation. So again, we're here if you guys need us for anything. But once you have all that, you contact the lawyer. You tell them you want to open a business, and it's called a SAS. And in the U.S., it's the equivalent of an LLC for the most part. Like as far as like on paper, an LLC, I think, a little more involved. But here, you need a SAS to run any kind of business. Doesn't take that long. It takes about a week to start up, but
sometimes
that is the
it can
first
take
step.
Longer if there's like complications.
This is assuming you have everything in order.
Yeah. And that your business is straightforward.
Yeah, and everything's straightforward.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like we said, we'll bring in a lawyer, our lawyer, who his name is Juan Jose, and he owns and runs Colombia Law Group.
Yes.
In case you're interested in our lawyer, he's amazing. They've been so fantastic as we started up our business. But yeah, sometimes like if they're complicated, it might be a little longer, and he'll go into all of that in a future podcast.
And the bureaucracy here just takes time. Again, like I said in the beginning, patience. Yeah. Sometimes it could take a little bit longer, and sometimes it's fast. Yeah. That's just the bottom line.
So you've opened your SAS.
Okay, you've opened the SAS. Now you can create your business is officially created. Now you can, whatever your business is, whether it's online or you're going to open a store, then you start figuring that out, whatever your business is.
Our business required certain licenses.
Yes.
How did you apply for the licenses? What were they? Were there costs associated? Nick did all the business part to this, though.
So since we're selling food, technically we're like a bakery, I think is what we're labeled as. It's not as intense as like a full restaurant, but the starting things, you have to go to the Cámara de Comercio with your SAS. So you need your SAS. Then you go to the Cámara de Comercio. I can't even think of an equivalent in the U.S. what that is, but it's basically just where you register your business with the government. Yeah. So you have your actual business, your SAS, but now you need to create, because with the SAS you can actually have multiple businesses or whatever underneath, but that's way more complicated. So you need to go register your business, so Otro Bagel in our case, and then you get this whole document with that. Anytime you request anything, like everyone's always going to need this document from the Cámara de Comercio, so it's very important to have this. That's the next step. And you just literally go in, there's one in Poblado, and you just register your business. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. If you don't speak Spanish, I would find someone to help you, because luckily I had someone to help me with all of this. So if you speak Spanish, no problem for you. You just walk in, they'll tell you what to do, blah, blah. You just give them your ID, you tell them about your business, takes about 15 minutes, and then that was it.
And then you could sell food.
And then that is just registering the business to like legally run a business.
Got it. Okay.
In Medellin. Now, since we're a food business, so if you're an online business, this is probably where you just stop, because I think that's all you need, because now you're officially a business, you're recognized here, and if you make pesos, then now the Dion or the IRS, it's all connected. So if you're doing food, the next step would be to go to the alcaldía, which is the government, like the mayor's office, state, whatever. And that's in El Centro. And that you just, again, I had help. The girl who helped, she actually works for us. Amazing. Anna did all the talking. I literally couldn't tell you like
Didn't she need to write like a letter or something?
Oh, yeah. Okay. So we'll put this in the description, but it's basically just a letter stating what your business is, like what you're selling, where it is, just like basic information, the address, your information, just connecting you to your business. That's what that step is. So it's like the health department, let's say. So you're registering your business with Alcaldía, and then you just tell them your food or whatever, and you also need a RUT. That should have been in step 1. So you go to the Dion and you get a RUT. It's called a RUT. So you can only get this with the cedula, and it's basically showing that it's legit, that your business is connected to the people who you're going to pay taxes to.
And your lawyer will help you with that too.
The lawyer helps with everything. Like I said, it's super complicated, but once you have done it, it's pretty straightforward. There's like 4 places you need to go.
Yeah. Okay, so then you go to Alcaldía, and you
just register. It costs nothing.
And then
all this costs nothing, by the way.
And then you apply for your liquor license too. We've heard some mixed things about that, but you can apply for your liquor license and your alcohol license.
So then I actually ended up going back to that same place, the Alcaldía en El Centro, and just tried to get like a liquor license. And they basically told us I think because we're small. That's what my guess is, because it seemed way too easy. They kind of just said, "Oh, you're already registered, like you're good to go."
And then the health department,
which is very different than in the U.S. because you can't serve beer or wine or liquor. They're all different licenses. So to me, I was like, I guess I have to trust that because that's the guy in the government building telling me I'm good to go.
And then the health department contacts you 2 weeks after you register, right?
So after we registered the business as a panaderia, I think I'm saying that right. It's like a bakery. They said in 15 days, which here is equivalent to 2 weeks. It's just they're saying for it. So in 2 weeks, the health department will come do the inspection, and then
you're good.
And then assuming you pass, then you're good to go.
There's one more legal part that we need to talk about before we move on to some of the other aspects to opening a business. The legal part that we need to talk about is trademarking. I'm going to say this again.
This is a pro tip.
Trademarking.
It's worth the money.
It is not that big of a deal in the United States, but in Colombia, trademarking is a huge deal.
Yes.
It is a huge deal.
Trademark your business.
So, before you are oh, I'm going to create a business called Otro Bagel. Before you do that, work with your lawyer to make sure that
it takes a year.
Yeah, that the trademark is even available for you. And it takes a year because it complicates a lot when you do not own the trademark for it.
Yes.
So trademark, that is my biggest tip. We just highly recommend it.
And we'll just give you a price. I think it costs $1,000 USD to trademark. With our lawyer, I know that's much, much cheaper than the US, but it is a lot of money at the end of the day. And we've just been told by many people, trademark because it'll save you in the future. Because if you create a successful business, I guarantee there's someone out there that will just ride your tailcoat or whatever that saying is.
There's that saying again.
Ride the tailcoat. I don't know, whatever that saying is. So make sure you own that name.
We speak multiple languages.
Yeah, we're trying.
I have no idea what that phrase is. But trademarking is key, and it takes forever.
Long time.
And if you ever want to sell any swag with your name and stuff,
you
trademark.
Need the trademark. Yeah.
So
if you want
not
merch,
a joke.
Trademark.
Yeah, it's not a joke. Get it started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No joking around.
No joking around. Okay, so that's our. Do you have any other legal tips before? I mean, we'll do again a whole one with Juanjo, but do you have any right now?
I have some if you're looking, for example, a space to have a restaurant. Make sure the space has everything you need.
Oh, wait, we're not there yet. This is just legal parts. And then we'll go into the other parts.
I think the legal stuff, really, you only need a lawyer for the SAS. Everything else you can do on your own.
Yeah.
Assuming you can find someone to go to get your rut with you and
Yeah.
the Cámara de Comercio.
If you don't
If
speak
not, the
Spanish.
lawyer will do that, but they're probably going to charge you.
So before we move on to some of the logistics of starting our kitchen, I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the challenges we came up with the legal aspects of opening a business. So this is why I was saying, like, it can take a week, but it also can take a lot longer. So originally our business took us a lot longer. And a lot of that is because I can't go into it too much because eventually we will go back to doing this business. But our original business idea was very different than Otro Bagel. It was a transportation business. That's all I can really go into. But what we realized with it is that there are a lot of like bureaucracy hoops you have to jump through for certain industries. And transportation is an example of an industry.
You need a lot of money.
You need a lot of money, and you just need to apply to like a lot of things. You might get like you might get declined.
There will be a lot of hurdles.
Yeah, there are a lot of hurdles. So that was our original business that we had to put on hold, even though it's still in the works until we can, unless you are a millionaire listening to this or have a lot of extra money and want to back our really highly
it's a good idea.
Profitable
and we have the
ROI business idea, which we think would go all over Colombia and potentially all over Latin America. Then let us know, because we will happily bring you in and tell you and want to be our angel investor.
Yeah, well, you really just kind of pitched that one hard there. Kind of just snuck that in.
I did. I snuck that one in. But it's an amazing idea with huge ROI and great potential. But the purpose of that is that, of me telling you this, is because there are some industries that are really hard to get into. So when you're looking for opening a business here, like, do some market research. I wish we had done market research about it before.
Do not open a hamburger or pizza place. There are so many here. If you think you make the best, you probably do, but it's so saturated. I'm just going to give you that advice.
Just any advice would be to do some market research before you decide you want to
find a niche that I think would do well here, but no one knows about yet.
And that's like not going to take you 500 years to get started. Yeah. So,
but it could be anything. Sam's friend does accounting. She has clients in the US and she works from here. She has a business here. So there are many things that you could do. There are many
things that you can do. Okay. So that's just a little bit about like the opening of the business. Now let's get into some of the logistics. So I don't even know what language I'm speaking. I was speaking Spanish all day with our cleaning lady, and now I'm like,
that was the Charlie Brown teacher.
Okay. So I run marketing and social media. That's like my side. I do all the creative things, and Nick does all the other stuff, all the business, all the food, all of it, like all the fun stuff. So Nick,
all the fun stuff.
Let's have you talk a little bit about where you started looking for a kitchen, who helped us, because we should plug her because she's amazing.
She's the reason why our kitchen exists.
How we bought things for the kitchen, like where do you even like find supplies, how we sourced all the things to sell, like boxes and bags and coffee cups and all that kind of stuff.
Let me tell you, this was all not one place, literally a different place for every single thing she's naming off.
So why don't you go ahead and get started on those, and then we can go into like a little bit of hiring and some of the like the business plan of it and branding and all that kind of stuff.
Okay. Wait, so that was so many things. What was the first one?
How we started to look for a kitchen, how we bought things for the kitchen, how we sourced everything.
So for the kitchen, oh my gosh, that was probably the biggest nightmare, because obviously I need, a place to cook all these bagels. And so you cannot get loans here. So like real estate, you can't go to the bank here and just get a loan for a house or a business as a foreigner. You can as a Colombian. The interest rates are like 20-something%. It's crazy, so never recommend that. But it's not really an option. So if you want to buy real estate, start a business here, you need to have all cash. So just that is something that needs to be said, I think, going forward, unless you can get a loan in your home country. So finding a kitchen was tough because we had X amount of money to work with. So I needed to build a kitchen from scratch. with the money we had. So I was looking for a community kitchen. In the U.S., we have community kitchens. You basically just like rent a space in a kitchen.
Like commissaries.
Yeah, commissary, and you just do your thing, and that's it. So that's ideally what I was looking for at first, and just doesn't exist here. We looked for retail spaces. We were going to open a store, and the money, like, we just couldn't afford it because the rent the locations we wanted that we think the bagels would sell, it was just too much money. So we actually looked at renting an apartment, like
for a kitchen.
For a kitchen, and
Like
literally building a kitchen in an apartment, because that's a thing here. People rent apartments and have like hair salons. So that was kind of an option, but
we looked at sharing a place with someone.
Like getting a place and sharing. So I looked at a lot of options until one day I asked a friend who probably makes the best desserts you will ever have.
No, she doesn't probably. She actually makes the best desserts you will ever have.
Yes. All of them. Anyways, the point is I reached out to her asking her if she had heard of something like this, and she told me about a company called Muncher. Now, Muncher is all over Latin America, Central America, and I think just that, maybe not in the U.S. And they essentially buy old shipping containers and they put them in these areas, and you just literally build your kitchen in the shipping container. So they're just empty shipping containers, but they're meant for kitchens. So they have all the proper ducts and everything
Piping.
For your hood and your gas and your water. But you just have to bring all the equipment. And it was in the location, like our dream location of Manila. And to rent a space in Manila was way out of our budget.
And it had like a little picnic area too.
And so we found this. It's in a big,
eat there.
It's in a big parking lot. And so there are two locations here in Medellin. So this one specifically has an outdoor area with some picnic tables. It's a nice place to eat. The one in Envigado, apparently it's newer, but they do not have outdoor seating. So if you're looking for a space like that, and most of the kitchens are like Rappi or to-go deliveries or orders. So that was kind of the idea for us because we think we do more delivery anyway.
Yeah.
And so all these stars aligned. We went and looked at this place, and he told us the price, and we're like, sold, where do we sign?
And there's probably about 10 other restaurants there, right?
Yeah, I think there's like in total 10 places. A lot of I think there's, out of the 10, there's 2 burgers, 2 pizza.
That's why you say
And that's exactly why I said it's so saturated.
But there's like windows so you can go up and order from it.
Exactly.
So it's like a food court.
I think you just need to come.
Yeah, you need to come. It's awesome. And
come
try
see
the
my
bacon, egg, and
face.
cheese.
Eat my sandwich. Oh, that sounded a little sexual.
That was very close.
Sorry.
That was very close too. But but Nick is he made. I'm just gonna plug it again because the bacon is unreal. It's candied bacon.
Yep. But
like from the U.S. bacon, like solid, very good.
Costco,
thick
baby.
Bacon.
Yes, we have Costco here.
Okay. So you found the kitchen, and before we move on, I want to just plug this amazing woman. Her name is Maria Jose. She runs an incredible pastry dessert place that's online, I think only right now, but she's working on getting a place for it. It's called Cayetana Reposteria. It is
so delicious,
actually incredible. Check them out on Instagram. I'll link them in the
best cheesecake
description.
You'll ever have.
It's the best. Literally in the entire world, it's the best dessert ever. My birthday's coming up, and I'm definitely going to be ordering some from her.
Speaking of, I already did.
Oh, yay. Thank you.
She actually just messaged me. I need to pay her money so we can get our desserts.
It is honestly the best. And Maria Jose, thank you a billion times for everything you've done for us. She's the reason we have this business up and running, I think.
Yeah.
Like,
she's helped me. So Sam mentioned we're going to talk about the kitchen supplies. She told me about the kitchen store, about Muncher, just like where to buy like boxes. She just helped me with everything. Yeah. So Maria Jose,
and now
you're the best. And please go buy her pastries.
Yeah, go buy her pastries. They're the best. And we're paying it forward. We are now, all the advice that she's given us, we're giving to you because we would not have been able to do it without her.
I don't know. If I didn't find this Muncher kitchen, I honestly don't know what I would have done.
Okay, so how did you buy all the things for the kitchen?
All right, so I needed to buy a certain mixer for the bagel dough because bagel dough is high gluten, so it's really tough. So I needed to buy that. I needed to buy a specific oven, an industrial commercial size oven, and all these things that I think normal kitchens don't need. And she told me about this store called Palomaro, and it's exactly that. It's like fryers, commercial, any kitchen appliance.
Originally, we were looking at buying used products.
That's the smartest way to do things. Like, find a restaurant that didn't make it.
It was a little hard. It was a little hard because there were specific things, like you were saying, like the mixer.
Yeah, unless you have like a year to source these things, or unless you need something specific, like I needed that mixer.
Yeah.
It would have taken me probably forever to find that. And that's a key part to the process.
We did source a sink, though. So that was
so if
you can source something.
So if you do go through Muncher, I bought my sink through Muncher. I guarantee someone left it and they just took it and they sold it to me, which, props to them for doing that. But I couldn't find a sink. So Palomaro, yes, they have everything you will need if you're looking for commercial appliances. But it is expensive. You're buying brand new equipment, so it's definitely going to come with a big price tag, and a lot of this stuff is imported. And anything that's not made in Colombia, anything, is very expensive.
Yeah, it is.
And if it's made here, it's very affordable. So that's something to keep in mind if you're looking for shampoo and whatever. But the kitchen store is expensive, and if you're on a budget, you can go to El Centro. There's an area of El Centro where you can literally get anything made, like custom made, and it's a lot more affordable. We were trying to do that option, but they have a lot of lead times. Obviously, if they need to build an oven, that takes a long time. So if you're on a budget, I recommend going to El Centro and sourcing your stuff there. They can literally custom make anything from like tray carts, ovens, stoves, flat tops, you name it.
Yeah. Just give yourself plenty of time for that.
Yeah, but that's a long process.
Yeah. And then okay, so where also you bought some things on Amazon. Like the things that would deliver here, you bought on Amazon.
Yeah. Like mainly because we were trying to get this open and I didn't have time to find certain things. That there are some things that were incredibly hard to find, like in the bagel process, you need cedar boards with burlap. And it was so hard. That was hard to find quickly. Yeah. Eventually I did find it. I found someone that could make the boards for me and find the material. But initially when I was creating the bagel, I needed it then.
Yeah.
So there were things, and certain ingredients that are hard to find here. Like I need diastatic malt powder. I don't even know if I'm saying that right, but it's a key ingredient in the bagel. And I couldn't find it here. So it was something I had to buy on Amazon.
One more thing before we move on to another part to it, but another big tip that you were just talking to me about actually recently was finding a really good handyman or handywoman.
That is essential to living here, and if you have a business, absolutely.
We have someone who's so fantastic. I don't know if he's like even available for other people, but we'll ask him.
I keep him busy for sure between our house and our kitchen.
Yeah, we'll put his information if he's available for like new people. But he is.
They're great.
He's
like a general contractor,
and we had to get like a bunch of things plugged in and
hook up the sink, our sign, get the electrical done for the sign. So there are a lot of little things that you're probably going to need to do for your business, like get signs made. For example, if you're watching our video, by the way, we do a video podcast. So if you have Spotify, I think you can watch us.
You can.
Or on YouTube. We're on YouTube at Colombia_expats.
No, this is at More Colombian Than.
At More. Geez, we have so many social media.
I know. We also have at Otro Bagel.
As I was looking at it, More Colombian Than Arepa. So if you need signs like this made, like it's just things that you just don't think about until you need it. You know what I mean? So we have all those contacts.
We have all of the contacts.
And it took a lot of time to find these contacts.
Yes.
So good contacts.
Let us know in the comments what you need, and we probably have a contact for you. Okay, so now let's go into how we sourced the things to like sell everything. So bagel bags and coffee cups.
Another hurdle.
And these have been hard for us to figure out. And honestly, I don't know what we would do without one of our team members, Anna. Anna is the one who has figured everything out. She has literally walked El Centro. She walked El Centro every single day for like 2 months to source everything. And our another team member, Nicole, also helped us so much with trying to find like people who could make things in bulk too. Like, for example, we need bagel sleeves. So like little with our branding on it. So the little like paper at the bottom of the bagel to hold the bagel. is a sleeve, and that's hard to find
and
here.
a bag and
Yes.
a wrap and
So they both like sourced
cups.
everything that were custom made and sized for us. So a good way to do that is first hire amazing team members, and second, go into El Centro. You can find anything and everything in El
Well, you
Centro.
think it would be easy, just do a Google search because every store needs that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? And for some reason, we just had so many issues, and we were just getting these crazy prices. And it's like, how are all these stores affording this? So it took a lot of time, but Anna went in El Centro and just got it done. I don't know where she found, but she got everything we needed: stickers, shirts,
everything, literally
bags,
everything.
Everything.
We need like huge 12 bagel boxes, and she got that custom made for us.
So if there's a key takeaway from this podcast, hire somebody that knows what they're doing.
Hire good people. Hire
because
really
if we had
good
to do
people.
this on our own, we wouldn't be open for another year at least.
No, hire good people who are just willing to just jump right in and figure it out.
But you can't have Anna. She's ours.
No, Anna and Nicole are stuck with us.
Yeah.
So sorry. But there are a lot of great people out there. But be careful. There are some people that aren't as wonderful. So be careful when you hire and make sure that you do reference checks. Okay. So, which is learned by experience, I feel like.
Yep, exactly.
But and that's another challenge.
It's for another podcast.
It's for another podcast. Okay. So, the next thing that I want to talk about is some of the things from my side of it. Branding. Branding is actually a super important part of business in Medellin. I don't know about other parts of the country, but I do know that Medellin and I know that Bogota, branding is everything.
Yeah, you can make the best hamburger in the world or bagel or whatever, and if no one knows about it, then you're never going to sell them.
And if people see it and they don't know it's yours, then you're never, like, branding is everything. And we thought originally like, oh, we'll just keep it super simple. We'll call it like New York City Bagels, and we'll just like keep it easy and simple, and like what everyone's going to know, we'll make it blue and white, like Yankees colors, and we're going to just keep it super simple.
It's New York. It's very New York.
No, like that's not how it is here though, because the thing is that a traditional bagel shop in New York City is like brown bags,
not
like
fancy.
Not fancy, it looks, when you
if
open
it is, it's not going to be a good bagel.
It tastes good, but it's like sloppy and delicious. So that's kind of what we thought our brand was going to be. But every single Colombiana was like, do not do that. Spend time and spend resources and money on a good branding company.
Colombians love the way, like, aesthetic look.
They do.
Colors.
It's important.
Yeah.
And I think it's something that we learned and something we want to tell you, so that you do invest the time and the money on this as well, because it really changed. It changed things for us. And it was fun for me because that's my side of it. But so
I just said, it all looked good to me. I just said yes to everything.
We wanted like something whimsical and fun and
like reflect our personalities.
Yeah, bring in a little piece of our past life into our new life. So we have like a bagel with a New York Yankees cap inside a Colombian coffee cup.
It's not a Yankees cup, because that would be...
No, it's not.
We'd get sued, I think.
No, it's not like an actual, but it looks kind of like a Yankees hat. But it's like it's so amazing. The branding was so much fun and super whimsical.
It's awesome.
Like I said, it's Spanglish, so it's like half in Spanish, half in English. It's so fun. The colors are so fun. They're more like the New York Mets colors. They're like blue and orange, but they're fantastic. Anyway, find a good branding company. We used an incredible branding company in Medellin, but they do work with people all over Colombia. They're called ODA. We'll link them. Yeah, ODA.
Their branding. I was like, can I just steal your branding?
I know. They're not only are they amazing, they speak perfect English, which is also super helpful.
Very professional.
Yeah.
Prices are very, very good.
And they're just amazing. Like, they worked with everything. We had 3 conversations with them prior to seeing the branding to give them like information about what our business is, what is our business model, what other bagel business like brands do we like out there, what colors do we want, and then they would show us like a version, and we would decide if we liked that and what we didn't like about it. So they were fantastic. I highly recommend them. We'll link them in the show notes below.
But they also we also want to create a cart.
Yeah.
So not just branding. So after you do your branding, you want to create like a food truck or get that wrap.
Whatever.
They do all of that.
They do all of it. So that's actually a perfect segue into my next bullet point here, which is our business plan.
Totally did that on purpose.
Originally, we thought a business plan is always important in any country, right? But when you're not from a specific city and you're trying to start a business and you're not from the culture of that city, it's super important that you create a business plan that is sustainable. Like, don't get too excited is what I'm trying to say. Originally, like Nick said, we wanted to open up a bagel shop, like a store.
Like a retail
store.
Retail?
Yeah. Where people could go in, it's on the go. Like the whole purpose of our like bagels is on the go, quick, easy, nice, fast, whatever. But we realized quickly that first, we're not really sure where the market is going to be for bagels within Medellin, right? So we might be super surprised and find out that Laureles co-working places like freaking love our bagels. And so we are like, okay, maybe Laureles is the area that we need to open up a shop, like instead of Manila, which is the area we originally were going to open up a shop. But now we're stuck in a 2-year lease. We can't leave. What about if we're not making enough money on it? That kind of stuff. So we decided to take a step back and do a slightly different business model where we're selling right now we're starting with delivery, but we're working on food carts, which is what Nick was talking about. And we're going to be working with Oda to help us design them, where we can sell in more on the go, since that's like our whole concept. Until we figure out where we want to sell them. So be mindful of that when you're thinking about your own business.
Yeah, get creative. Think of how you can, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like exposure. There we go.
Yeah.
Like, how do you give your whatever you're trying to sell the best exposure?
Okay, now quickly.
Could be in a mall.
Before we end, I want to talk about hiring. So how we have hired people in the past is through Indeed.
Yeah, always use Indeed.
So Indeed has been our primary outlet for hiring. So we posted these positions on Indeed, and we interviewed some really incredible people on Indeed for multiple positions for both Colombia expats and for More Colombian Than in Arepa. I also found Nicole, who's one of our team members for Colombia expats. I found her on Expat Women in Medellin. So there are Facebook groups that you can be part of and post job listings with.
But just be careful of people's recommendations on Facebook. Make sure you triple check, references. Yeah. Just make sure. That's why Indeed, I feel like they're more serious.
Yeah. We got extremely lucky.
Yeah, we got very lucky.
Nicole, but
I'm just saying, take the Facebook recommendations with a grain of salt.
Yeah, we've had some hard hits on
Nicole was on like a goal, she was a gem in the middle of the mountain.
She was the actual best. But so hiring, definitely go through Indeed. That's what my biggest recommendation for you. Or you can contact other people that are like recruiters. That's what I'm looking for. Recruiters within the city, if you want to do that. There are companies that you can hire contractors. I can't remember the one that my friend uses. I can't remember what it's called, but essentially it's a contractor. Yeah,
but also important to have a lawyer throughout every process.
Yeah.
Building the business, hiring, building the contracts.
Yeah.
Because there are 2 types of contracts here, and it's very important for you to understand fully, excuse me, what each of them are and what's best for you and what's best, it's very important to understand. So get a good lawyer. Again, we have a recommendation if you need one, but just find a good lawyer that knows what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Because you could easily get screwed over. Because the labor laws here are very favored to the employee. Yes. Yeah. So make sure you understand everything.
Yeah. Also, the lawyers, everyone that we're talking about pretty much that we're linking below, they are fluent in English. Just as an FYI.
Yeah, again, we've gotten lucky with the real estate lawyer.
Yeah.
But that's why we've heard so many horror stories. That's why we do this, because we want everyone to have the same seamless experience that we had.
Totally. Okay, so that's it. That was a lot of information about starting your business.
That's just the tip of the iceberg.
And if you're
trying to start a business.
You probably have a ton of other questions and stuff, leave them in the comments. We're more than happy to give you all of our resources. We're more than happy to answer as many questions as we can, because we don't want you to have to live through some of the growing pains that we had to live through.
Yeah.
So please, just let us know how we can help you. We also do consultations. If you are interested in that, check out our website, www.colombia-expats.com.
Say that one more time.
www.colombia-expats.com.
Do you even need to say www anymore? Like in 2025, do people still say that?
I honestly don't even know what language I'm thinking.
I don't think you need to type that into the internet anymore.
Well, I hope that this was helpful for you. I hope you learned a lot about how you can start a business. If you want to brainstorm about different business ideas, definitely let us know. If you want to send this to anyone who's interested in starting a business, please do that. I hope that this is helpful for
patience.
them.
Again, have patience.
Yes. But thank you so much for sticking around. Please go follow us on, I'm going to now plug some more. Are you ready for this?
Write it down.
More Colombian Than an Arepa podcast on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, No, I don't think it's on Facebook.
Facebook, TikTok.
Our personal Instagram or our personal social media is where we document our life with daily posts, and that's at Colombia_expats on all the platforms. And then, of course, our brand new business at Otro Bagel.
Did you get them all?
I think I got them all.
Okay. I know it's a lot.
I know. Thank you so much for sticking around. We are so grateful that you are here with us. We hope you found this helpful. And until next time, hasta pronto.